Hi, and welcome to One Chapter Closer, the audiobook channel that helps you experience one chapter at a time. Whether you're here to relax, learn, or enjoy great stories, you're in the right place. Let's dive into today's chapter and take one step closer to the end of the book.
Rich Dad's Guide to Investing by Robert Kiyosaki. In Rich Dad's Guide to Investing, Robert Kiyosaki, along with co-author Sharon Lechter, provides a roadmap for achieving financial independence through investing. The book is structured around 5 phases of becoming a sophisticated investor, emphasizing the importance of mental preparation, financial education, and strategic planning. Kiyosaki draws on lessons from his rich dad, a mentor figure who taught him the principles of wealth building, contrasting them with the more traditional, risk-averse mindset of his poor dad, who valued job security and saving. Phase 1. Mental Preparation. The journey to becoming a successful investor begins with mental preparation. Kiyosaki stresses that investing is not just about money, it's about mindset. He introduces the 90-10 rule, which states that 10% of the population controls 90% of the wealth. This rule applies to various fields, including investing, where a small percentage of investors reap the majority of the rewards. The key takeaway? Don't be average. To join the top 10%, you must think differently and be willing to take calculated risks. Kiyosaki shares a personal story from his youth, where he observed his rich dad purchasing a valuable piece of oceanfront property. This experience sparked his curiosity about how someone with less income than his own father could afford such an investment. Rich Dad explained that it wasn't about personal income but about leveraging business assets to make investments. This lesson laid the foundation for Kiyosaki's understanding that wealth is built through business and investments, not just a paycheck. Phase 2. Types of investors. Kiyosaki categorizes investors into several levels, from the accredited investor to the ultimate investor. The accredited investor is someone who meets certain income or net worth requirements, allowing them access to more sophisticated investment opportunities. However, Kiyosaki warns that simply having money doesn't make someone a sophisticated investor. True sophistication comes from education, experience, and excessive cash, what he calls the 3S. For example, Kiyosaki recounts a story where he wanted to invest with his rich dad but was told he couldn't because he wasn't rich enough. Rich Dad explained that certain investments were only available to accredited investors, and investing without the proper education and experience could be risky. This lesson taught Kiyosaki that financial literacy is crucial before diving into high-level investments. Phase 3. Building a strong business. Kiyosaki emphasizes that the best way to invest is through a business. He explains that businesses generate cash flow, which can then be used to acquire assets like real estate, stocks, and other investments. Rich Dad's mantra was, "My business buys my investments." This approach allows investors to take advantage of tax benefits and leverage that aren't available to individual investors. Kiyosaki uses the example of his rich dad's business empire, which started small but grew over time through strategic investments in real estate and other ventures. By building a strong business, Rich Dad was able to generate consistent cash flow, which he then reinvested into more lucrative opportunities. This cycle of building businesses to fund investments is a key strategy for achieving financial independence. Phase 4. Sophisticated investor thinking. A sophisticated investor thinks differently from the average investor. While most people focus on diversification and minimizing risk, sophisticated investors focus on control and maximizing returns. Kiyosaki introduces the concept of the 10 investor controls, which include control over yourself, your income expenses, your investment decisions, and your taxes, among others. These controls help reduce risk and increase profitability. For instance, Kiyosaki shares a story about a Hollywood movie star who lost millions in an investment scam. Despite having money, the movie star lacked the financial education and experience needed to identify a bad investment. This highlights the importance of the 3S: education, experience, and excessive cash in becoming a sophisticated investor. Phase 5. Giving back. The final phase of Kiyosaki's investment journey is about giving back. He believes that true wealth is not just about accumulating money but also about making a positive impact on the world. Rich Dad taught him that philanthropy is an essential part of being wealthy, as it allows you to contribute to causes you care about and create a lasting legacy. Kiyosaki shares how Rich Dad's wealth was eventually passed down to his children and grandchildren, ensuring that future generations would benefit from his financial wisdom. This lesson underscores the importance of long-term planning and generational wealth. Key lessons and strategies. Throughout the book, Kiyosaki provides actionable lessons and strategies for aspiring investors. Here are some of the most important takeaways. Investing is a plan, not a product or procedure. Kiyosaki stresses that investing is not about picking the right stock or real estate deal. It's about having a clear financial plan. He compares investing to planning a trip. You need to know where you're starting, where you want to go, and the vehicles that will get you there. The power of financial literacy. One of the most critical skills for an investor is financial literacy. Kiyosaki explains that understanding financial statements, cash flow, and tax laws is essential for making informed investment decisions. He uses the example of the cash flow quadrant, which categorizes people into employees, E, self-employed, S, business owners, B, and investors, I. To achieve financial freedom, you need to move from the left side of the quadrant, E and S, to the right side, B and I. The importance of control. Kiyosaki introduces the concept of the 10 investor controls, which include control over yourself, your income, expenses, your investment decisions, and your taxes. These controls help reduce risk and increase profitability. For example, he shares how Rich Dad used tax laws to his advantage by investing through his business, which allowed him to pay less in taxes and keep more of his earnings. The role of mistakes. Kiyosaki believes that mistakes are an essential part of the learning process. He shares his own experiences of losing money in investments but emphasizes that these losses taught him valuable lessons that ultimately made him a better investor. He encourages readers to embrace failure as a stepping stone to success. The difference between assets and liabilities. One of the most fundamental lessons from Kiyosaki is the difference between assets and liabilities. An asset puts money in your pocket, while a liability takes money out. He uses the example of a house. Many people consider their home an asset. But if it's costing you money in mortgage payments, maintenance, and taxes, it's actually a liability. True assets include rental properties, businesses, and investments that generate cash flow. The power of leverage. Kiyosaki explains that leverage is a key tool for building wealth. This can include financial leverage, using debt to invest, time leverage, hiring others to work for you, and knowledge leverage, learning from experts. He shares how Rich Dad used leverage to acquire real estate and build his business empire, allowing him to grow his wealth exponentially. Conclusion. Rich Dad's Guide to Investing is more than just a book about money. It's a guide to changing your mindset and taking control of your financial future. Kiyosaki's lessons from his Rich Dad provide a blueprint for achieving financial independence through education, experience, and strategic planning. Whether you're just starting out or looking to take your investments to the next level, this book offers valuable insights and actionable strategies for building lasting wealth. The key takeaway is that investing is not just about money. It's about mindset, education, and taking control of your financial destiny. By following the principles outlined in this book, you can move from being an average investor to a sophisticated one, joining the top 10% who control 90% of the wealth. Remember, the journey to financial freedom begins with a single step. Start today.
Thank you for listening to this chapter on One Chapter Closer. Congratulations on being one step closer to completing the book. Don't forget to check out our channel for more specially curated audiobooks. If you enjoyed this, please like, share, and subscribe to stay updated on new releases. See you in the next chapter.